Now, our latest little adventure this weekend, we went up to ECS, which is a really, if you've never been there, it's in Middletown, New York. It's a really cool place. They work on European motorcycles, Ducatis and MV Agustas and the like. And we got together with Charlie and Joe and drove up by car because my finger was still not, well, not operational, so that wasn't going to happen. Anyway, a little look at some of the garages. They have a little flea market up there. You can always buy some little souvenirs of whatever it is that you desire in the world of Ducati stuff. And you never really know then what you're going to find. And so we were kind of excited about the fact that we might find something we needed. Joe was trying to sell some old leather jackets he had, and but really the nicest part, two things that are nice for me, is just looking at some of the motorcycles is always nice. Always get some ideas for my future adventures in motorcycling. And number two, I always like to meet new people, and we did in the course of this weekend, made some new friends. Look at some of the people who have turned their bikes into custom bikes and race bikes and whatever you would call it. A lot of Ducatis here. Now, the thing that's neat about this weekend, and the thing, and I had sent out an invitation to other people that I thought might be interested, is what they do is they allow you to use their tools and their lift. You have to make an appointment on this day only, and then their mechanics supervise you doing your own oil changes and adjusting your chain, kind of minor maintenance, but still stuff that some people that don't work on their own motorcycles, and I understand because in my circle of friends, most people do work on their own bikes, but there's still some that don't, or they're trying to learn the skills necessary. So no matter what, the thing you can always guarantee is there'll always be a lot of cool bikes in a parking lot inside the building. Charlie is having one of his rare Ducatis restored by them at this time. We didn't get any pictures of it, but his bike is up there being restored. And we always like, in this case, some of the things that now, because Luciano has a 999, we're always looking for custom stuff and different parts and different seats, and what's really, I think it's nice about the world of Ducatis is there's so many different choices available. So many people make accessories for them. And they're actually, all you need is that little machine that prints $20 bills, and which I don't happen to have, by the way. Don't think I have that machine and sitting in my cellar, because I don't. But anyway, but we do like looking at the stuff. And of course, for the people that have that machine that prints $20 bills, you're good to go here. But anyway, it's all beside the point. We all love motorcycles. We all love to get together and look at each other's bikes and look at the accessories and try to find some idea or something you'd want to do to your bike. And Luciano is extremely good at finding these accessories that, I don't know, he's got a skill that I don't have, that's for sure. He just got me the gold levers for the R1. Now, of course, a lot of people, they've had the bike several years and they've got them fully customized. Some are totally stock. Some of them are one of a kind. We happen to see one that really had a lot of accessories on it that we've seen before. And we've been up there a couple of times already, and it's always a nice ride up there. It's a lot of fun, in fact. And of course, what happens now is the people are waiting in line to use the lifts, and the mechanics are working with the people. And we actually followed one bike through the whole process just to see what it was like. And for anybody that doesn't know, I always have people over my house using my lift and changing a chain or changing out stuff. Luciano has a tire changer, and we always try to help out the guys that want to learn the skills of working on your own bike, the skills that we can transfer, especially painting. For anybody that is interested in learning the skill of painting, we're always willing to share that, of course. Now here's one, we'd seen this bike before with the chrome. I assume it was the same one. How many of these can there be? It's a version of the Monster that they had made at one time with chrome parts. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's a rare version, or maybe this is a totally custom. I don't know. And I guess that's one of the nice things with all motorcycles. If you can't tell if it's a custom or not, it's probably pretty cool. One Harley. Always have to have somebody comes up by a Harley. An old 916, which Luciano has one of these that he really likes. We got from Big Jim. And some of them that are, you know, I don't know enough about Ducatis to know which parts interchange with which, and which frames and wheels, and the guys that really are aware of this. But I do like looking. It's always, you know, it's always fun watching other people spend money too. I don't know what there is about that. Anyway, this looks like one of the rarer Ducatis. One you don't see every day. And I'm dying to see Charlie's when he gets his in, which should be soon, get his restoration finished. Another one from, and I remember these when these were at Bridgehampton and Loudon, and looking at the old bikes, it always brings back good memories. It makes you forget for a minute that you're an old man. This was kind of cool. Now maybe this is something, I just had never seen one before, like a fake British flag thing. That was kind of unique. And I'm never really sure which ones of these you could just buy somewhere, and which ones, because I'm prone to make my own parts. So my Yamaha seat, you don't have to decide if it's, you know, you're never going to see it again, so unless you buy my bike. Anyway, another old one. One that looked kind of neat, all decked out for the track. And some of the other bikes that were out in the lot. I'm assuming they work on all bikes, but I don't know that for a fact. I'm assuming it's not just Ducatis and MV Agustas and stuff. And it seems like among the Ducati guys, I sense that an awful lot of the guys that have Ducatis really like the styling of the older ones more than the new ones. So, I don't know. I think they're all kind of cool, to be honest. And probably as he's watching this, Luciano is making a Street Fighter out of a Bandit. He's in the middle of doing that right now. He picked out a fairing for it already, in fact. Now this was one that was kind of cool. I kind of hovered over this for a while. It's a $9.99, of course. And it looked like it had a lot of tasteful little things done to it. I'm not sure that seat would have been comfortable for a rear end the size of mine. This obviously is geared toward a young athletic guy. The Monsters, and plenty of Monsters. They're very, very popular now up there. Half of the bikes there were Monsters, in fact. Now here's this custom one. Again, I don't know which of you can look at the back wheel. It's got some kind of an Italian flag painted on the back wheel, and something that I had thought about doing already with the Yamaha. Doing KTM's have the back wheel, have some kind of insignia on them. Had this seat that I thought was pretty cool and pretty unique, but I don't know. See, to me, comfort is a big thing. When you're young and athletic, looking cool is more important. But always room for everybody. Anyway, this is what the thing is. And we were chatting with some of the people I had never met before, made a couple of new friends, as we all do here. And that's one of the nice things. It's a social gathering. They were working on some of the bikes that, you know, I love watching other people work on bikes. I always pick up some tips. I always pick up some little things that maybe I can use. This is a bike, the day Luciano bought his Ducati from Joe up there. This bike was there. Now, I don't know if it's a customized bike, but it's got a really, you can't see it in this picture, a really elaborate paint job. This is a Lamborghini paint job that I know because I had to cost them a few bucks. And really nicely done, tastefully done. Tons of little anodized accessories. It's absolutely a Christmas tree. Loaded with little anodized things. Gold wheels. every little fitting you could possibly put on it. So I think very, very cool. Now, and of course, when Luciano looked at this, I'm sure he got some ideas for his bike, because he's already got a bunch of these gold accessories on his bike. We watched this fella here, had a Panigale, and they were giving him a hard time, and I'm not sure, I won't go there, but they were putting tapes with chicken strips and stuff on his tires. But I'm sure it's all in good humor, and everybody seemed to be very helpful. Everybody seemed to be answering questions. You'd ask questions about various things. The mechanics were very helpful. And of course, that's one of the reasons a place like this is a successful business. Now, I had a successful business for 27 years. The reason is I was willing to answer the phone and help people, and it worked for me, and it's obviously working for these people too. And they've got a very successful business, a good following. They get to spend their time working on motorcycles and setting up race bikes, and this is one I like. I took some pictures of the engine. Had some custom parts on the engine, that the belts were exposed, and kind of cool looking. One of the ones I like, the old retro ones. And if I were to buy a Ducati like this, the only thing I'd change is I'd put a set of handlebars on it, a nice set of Renthal bars, and I'd be good to go. Now, Joe had this pretty much similar bike, and he had some pictures out on his channel that showed how the customization he did was really nice. One of the ones they were working on, they were doing tire swaps for people that don't know how to change their own tires or not comfortable doing it. And it's the thing that's nice about it, everybody, even expert mechanics, there's always something to learn. There's always tricks. There's always a little tip you learn. There's always something you can share. Here's that Ducati again. I was drawn to this because I was looking. Luciano just put a bunch of custom stuff on his bikes, but again, it's the neat thing. If you have the inclination, there's just an unlimited amount of accessories available for these bikes. And whether you want to make it look like a racer or like a city bling bike or like this. Now, it could be that this is stuff you can buy off the internet and I don't even know it, but a lot of faux carbon fiber parts, a lot of real carbon fiber parts, a lot of some unique paintwork, kind of a stealth look paintwork. Had the clear band in the tank so you could see that what the fuel level was. Some of the older Ducatis had this. Again, another neat thing is, you know, you can customize these bikes, you can customize all bikes to suit your personal taste. Now, this one had just various accessories that I just thought Luciano would want to look at these pictures and check them out, and the fairing, and again, I don't know how many of these parts are custom, and some of them look like they had the seat was definitely something that I had never seen before, but unique stuff. One thing I always like is the thread being a different color on that. You know, now and everybody that knows me knows I have a computerized sewing machine in my shop, and I've never used it. I bought it so I could do this years ago, and I've just been so busy I never had time to learn how to use it. But it's computer driven, and you can do all kind of insignias, maybe over the winter, who knows, maybe when a baby grows up. Anyway, always, this is the nice thing. Here's a picture of the other side of the building. It's in Middletown, New York. There's our friend Hamza, a couple of friends from his group. Joe watching some of the people pull in, and this is always the fun. And of course, when they leave, we get to hear the Ducatis at full throttle. So, now I got to take some pictures of the other side of this once they brought it outside. This was one of my favorite bikes here. You know, look, check the engine out if you can. It's kind of neat looking. I don't know how practical this is. You know, if you're in the rain, or if a bird flies in there, or a mouse or a squirrel, imagine some poor squirrel gets his tail caught in there, I don't know. Or even I just don't know, you know. But it looked cool, and let's face the fact, with motorcycling, to a lot of people, looking cool is the main thing. So again, most of the Ducatis I see at track, they have the belts covered, so I'm just guessing there's a message there. And the clutch covers, and Luciano's got several of these different clutch covers where it's exposed, and he's put Barnett clutches in his Ducatis. And I was actually watching one of the mechanics restore some clutch plates the old-fashioned way when we were into drag racing, where you'd sand them and take off the glaze. But again, I don't know if that's a common thing or just a one-off thing, or I didn't see any real drag bikes up there. So here's the drag race dog. This was the friendliest dog. I mean, he was making love to my shoes and everything. Really had a good time with him. He was walking around. And this was pretty cool. I looked at this parts bench, and this was right where they were working on bikes, and I was thinking, see, when I work on a bike, and it's my own personal thing, I like to line up all the bolts like little soldiers, and then take everything down to the polishing wheel and cleaning wheel, and I take pictures as I'm taking things apart. But when you know what you're doing, you can just throw everything on a table. I guess, I don't know. That's yet to be proven. Anyway, I took some video of this later. If we don't run out of time, I can clip that little video. They were working on this and they finally started it. And again, what you have is and I don't know who the owner was here, but they help each other. They give you advice. You can buy the oil or filters and things right from them. And they're as helpful as can be. And again, this is the one he was working on the clutch of. He pulled the clutch out. He was working on a bench and grinding down the clutch plates, just like the old drag racing days. This was nice. This is a thing from an airplane, removed before flight. That would be cool. Some pictures of the back room where they just had bikes after bikes. There had to be 200 bikes there, in all various types and sizes and shapes and whatever. There's another old one right here. A Valentino Rossi one. I think there was a time when you had a Ducati Monster, you could buy these, like the 3 parts that you could get a red set, a green set, a custom set, and probably in a matter of a few minutes change it over and tell your friends you bought a new bike. Anyway, we're just... Here's one of the people we befriended, and to my chagrin, I did not get his name, but we were chatting with his lady friend. She had a Triumph too, and we were hopefully going to befriend them. We have no idea. I won't mention any names, but somebody put this piece of tape on the gentleman's Panigale that says chicken strips. I don't know. I won't mention any names. But it's all in good humor, and that's part of the fun of being a motorcyclist. And you always got the guys that are giving you a hard time about this and that, and you don't wear your tires out enough, you wear your tires out too much. You're always subject to, and no matter what you do, the one thing in motorcycling that's true, absolutely true, no matter what bike you have, if you buy a $30,000 bike, or you buy a Desmos Adichie, it doesn't matter. You will not be respected by anybody. You never get respect. There's no such thing as respect. They're always looking to chew you down, take a bite out of your ankle. And that's the fun of motorcycling, I guess. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure at all, in fact. But we do seem to enjoy it. I think of Vince's Aprilia. Vince had an Aprilia last year. Maybe he still got it, I don't know. And we had done some work on a starter motor, and I just look at that. There's always something. 9/16s. Now, my favorite style of all time is this model. This look, the 748, the 9/16. I like the look of the bikes. Again, a nice thing. It's all personal taste. Some people think these are ugly, and they like the 999. And if you're lucky enough, like Luciano, you can own them both. Anyway, some of our new friends, and sorry, I did not write your name down, but you promised to send me an email, and I'm waiting. Anyway, now this was good because we had a nice little talk going about he he was learning to do some things on his bike. The mechanic was very helpful, and his lady friend here was very nice. She had a Triumph too. They were helping her and adjusting the chain and giving him a lot of little pointers and tips and how to check the brake pads, and that's the sharing is the nice part of this whole weekend. And here you get to be the mechanic supervising him doing some of the maintenance. And here she is working on her bike. She was, I think, adjusting a chain here with the help of the mechanic. They both had matching Triumphs. That was pretty neat. Again, a nice thing, and you can't put it on a video, is the friendly atmosphere. And they had some food, of course. Ducati burgers. And I had a really nice picture of Hamza, this is Hamza here, of course. I had a picture of him munching down some food, and I decided to delete it off the video because he looked a lot like me eating, just drooling out of his mouth and everything. Great guy. He's the head of the New York Ducati group. Again, some of the people working on their bikes, and we were just going back and forth, back and forth. This turned out to be a really nice day. Now, because my hand was still in a cast, I really couldn't ride. Oh, here's the clutch plates he was working on. I was watching how he installed the Ducati clutch, pretty similar to any other bike. And I know Luciano's put clutches in all his Ducatis already. Some of the aftermarket wheels, the gold wheels, really, really nice. Charlie munching down some more of the food. There's Charlie and Joe. And Charlie, we do look forward to seeing your Ducati going down the road too, not just sitting in a museum. Some of the friends. One of the guys we were giving a hard time to about his BMW. He had a saddlebag that I think was a Ducati or something. Is that a Ducati saddlebag on a BMW or something like that? And we've just given him a hard time. Now I think, here it is. We got a couple little videos of the action of the day. They have this event every year. Every year they call it the oil spill for anybody that has never been there. It's ECS in Middletown, New York. You can contact them. They're on the internet. It's a great day. It's free. And Chris, I know you live up in that area, Chris. You missed a great day.
Yeah, but that's what others. I got plenty of gas. Yeah, you can clean.